I'm happy to see you today. It's time to read a story, and I thought we could read this book. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance. And I just love this book. It's such a good book, and it rhymes, so it's very fun to read. Giraffes Can't Dance. Oh, and we already have some dancing monkeys. Look at them dance. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Oh no, he fell down. Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. Oh, and look, it says jungle dance. And he has a look on his face, he's not quite sure. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. And that's a special dance where there's lots of turning and spinning. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Oh, poor Gerald. Those are very mean words to say. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." And look at how Gerald looks. He doesn't look happy, does he? He looks upset and a little afraid now because everyone was giving him a hard time. So he crept off from the dance floor and started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. And look, there he goes. And everyone's still dancing. Poor Gerald. Then he found a little clearing and looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald early on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." And look, there's the cricket. Little cricket, do you see him? "Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to." And look, he's closing his eyes and he's just listening to the jungle sounds, and they're giving him some song that he can think about, swaying to the music. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hoofs started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. Oh look, he's starting to dance. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Look at that fancy move. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I am dancing!" Gerald cried. And look at his face now. Look how happy he is. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." And look, now they're cheering him on. They're being so much nicer. "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. I like this page. Gerald looks very happy. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We can all dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." Isn't it fun to dance? I love to dance too. Thanks for joining me for a story. Bye.